Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhidiritam Kalma Shapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Bhurida Jana. Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotees, which took place on 18th October 1885 at Shampugur in North Kolkata, where Sri Ramakrishna was residing for the treatment of his throat congestion. This appears in the third part of the original Bengali presentation, Sri Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, third part, Chapter 20, Section 3. Is presented under Chapter 45 in the chronologically presented English translation, The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and the second volume, Chapter 122, under Section 3 of the Hindi translation, Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. Sri Ramakrishna Bacharamrit. Now Sri Ramakrishna was narrating that God has created this universe and He is present within. We are all seeing His creation, but He is invisible. ईश्वर का दिखाई नहीं पड़ रहा है, लेकिन वो सृष्टि में व्यापृत है. He is pervading the entire universe. The Upanishads say, Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam Jat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat. This whole world is pervaded by God. Jat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat. Whatever we see is God and God only. There is nothing else other than God. God is pervaded through the entire universe. But unfortunately, He is not visible. So from time immemorial, the entire search of human beings has been to find out the invisible God within this visible world. The world is visible and God is invisible. Various approaches have been made from thousands of years. And the rishis of yore found out that if we negate this world is changeful, transient, pratikshana parivartanshil, whereas God is eternal, aparivartaniya. So they wanted to make a search by negating this world and ultimately arriving at God, which does not change. This is called Advaita Sadhana. By negating, arriving at the result. Negation, neti neti. But Sri Ramakrishna is saying there is another way where we arrive at God with a positive approach, iti iti. This we discussed in our last Sunday class, where Arjuna asked Sri Krishna that where do I find you? You are present everywhere, but invisible. Where we can find you in a visible form? Sri Krishna says, whatever is excellent, best, know that my power is there. The best of the mountain is Himalayas. Treat me as Himalayas. The best of the river is Ganges. Treat me as Srotasati Jannavi. And then he summarizes that wherever there is excellence, know for certain that I am there. Now Sri Ramakrishna is summarizing this with another philosophy, which is called Vishishtadvaita philosophy. There are three main philosophies in this, or in scriptures. One is Advaita and Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita. In Advaita philosophy, as I said, that you negate this visible world and arrive at the ultimate reality, which is God. So God is one, without a second. And all we see is a manifestation of that God, illusion. That's what they say. It doesn't have a reality. It is an appearance. The reality is behind this appearance, which is real, which is God. The visible world is an appearance, changeful reality. And Dvaita says, whatever you see, God in concrete form, that is real. God is Jiva and Ishvara, two are eternally separate. Now the third philosophy says Vishishtadvaita, where God is encompassing everything. Everything has become God. This is the topic for today. Sri Ramakrishna says here, there is another view, third philosophy, Vishishtadvaita, qualified monism. What is that view? According to which God has become all that you see. Tini sab hoyechen. Nothing is other than God. The Advaita says, God is not this, God is not that. But Vishishtadvaita says, God is this and that also. As Swami Turiyananda, while departing his body, he was an Advaitin. So all along he went on saying, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. Only God alone is true. This world is an illusion. But before leaving the body, he said, Brahma Satya Jagat Satya. Jagat Satya Pratishthit. God is real. This world is also real. World is not false. God is present within this world. This is Vishishtadvaita. Sri Ramakrishna says this is the third view, another view, that God has become everything. Tini sab hoyechen. So we cannot dispense with it. Nothing can be dispensed with. Nothing is rejectable. God is the totality of the creation. You have to understand. The totality of the creation is God. There is nothing in this world or outside which is not God. It is not a separate existence of God and Satan. God is everything, totality. Now he gives an example here. He gives an example to highlight. It is a very common example, traditional example, to highlight the inner points of this philosophy, Vishishtadvaita. It is like a बेल fruit, a बेल फल का जैसा, बेल is like a बेल fruit. Which consists of three parts: seeds, shell and the flesh. That which is the absolute has also its relative part, aspect, and that which is the relative has also the absolute part. You cannot set aside the absolute and understand just the relative, and it's only because there is the relative that you can transcend it step by step and reach the absolute. Consider the bale fruit. It has three parts. One is the shell and the seeds and the flesh. शांश, बीची, खोला. खोपड़ा, अगर बेल फ्रूट देखो, खोपड़ा है, गूदा है और उसमें उसके भीतर में सीड्स है. जैसे बेल का खोपड़ा है, बीज है और गूदा है. सांस, बीची, खोल. Now in order to get to this flesh, what you have to do? You have to break the bale fruit and you have to separate the shell and the seeds, then only you get the flesh. That's what, in order to reach the essence of this world, God, we have to negate which is other than God. This flesh is not the shell. We cannot eat the shell. खोपड़ा कोई नहीं खाता है, जो गूदा ही खाता है. The flesh, that is acceptable, that is desirable, but it is covered with the shell, and inside there is this seeds, बीज, जो भी खाया नहीं जाता है. They are rejected, they are separated in order to get the kernel inside. Similarly, in this world, the essence of the world is God, but it is covered with non-essential, which has to be rejected in order to get the essential within. Now, Sri Ramakrishna's point is this: the bale fruit is not the flesh only. If you weigh the bale fruit, only the flesh, then the weight of the fruit will be less than it was before. It is not the total weight of the bale fruit. If you take the flesh, you keep the shell, keep the seeds, all together, weight is the weight of the bale fruit. So this entire world is not only the essence, the reality and the appearance, sum total of it, make the real dimension of God. This has to be realized, that here there are three aspects: God, soul, nature. God is true, soul is a manifestation of God, and nature is a medium through which God is manifested. All three together make the totality of God. So when you want to realize God, realize Him through His visible appearance also. This is the positive approach what Swami Vivekananda wants to drive in. Do not negate this world in order to find God. Take the world as it is and try to find God in each and every aspect of within and without. The entire world, Bohurupe Shonmukhe Tomar, Chari Kotha Khunjiche Ishwar. The God is present in front of you in so many forms, in so many ways. God is present. Do not negate them. See, there is an approach. Spiritual person, they negate the world in order to become spiritual. That is not the positive way. Positive way is accept everything as God. God is not, nothing is other than God. That has to be understood. Everything is a holistic view of life. This is the positive view of life. That whatever we see, whatever we are within, it is part and parcel of God. There cannot be anything other than God. As in that example, the shell, that is also part of that bell fruit. Without the shell, bell fruit does not exist. Only the flesh of the bell, सांस जो गुदा, उससे बेल नहीं होता है, सब मिलाकर बेल फ्रूट होता है, बेल फल होता है. इसीलिए the entire world consists of the essential and non-essential, absolute and real. They both combine together and make the whole presentation of this world. So this is the positive view of world of the Vedanta, the Vishishta Advaita. You accept everything as God, then no rejection, and try to see God in each and everything around you. When you have this positive outlook, you do not see any evil. Now we will say that there are so many evil around. Try to see the good within the evil. That is the beauty. Everything is in a sense, but reality presents in a various ways. We don't have to worry about the evil. There is an underlying divine presence in each and everything around us. Everything is divine. Tini Shab hoyechen. He has become everything. High and low, rich and poor, sinner and saints. Behind everything, the same reality exists, and that is God. In everywhere there is God, so worship God, worship the divinity, rejecting the appearing diversity. The central divinity is holy, divine. Within every one of us, the divine being exists. Whoever we are, apparently we may be a sinner, we may be an ignorant, we may be rich or poor, that doesn't matter. But within every one of us, there is the same divine reality, and that is God. So we are all divine. Let us accept this reality. We are all divine. No one is a sinner here. No one is to be rejected here. The rejection is in the appearance. We concentrate on the divine within and elevate ourselves. Our approach every moment should be the divine present within all. It is within. Some are expressed, some are not expressed, some are adversely expressed. That doesn't matter. The expression does not change the reality. Within everything, that is God, and God has become everything, totality. Good and bad, high and low, rich and poor, everything, totality is God. So our search was so far to God to find out only the God in the excellence. But this method says God should not be found in the excellent only. He is present in everything. So there is a uniform holistic experience of life. We don't have to make a differentiation. We see divine everywhere and we become divine. If you see divine everywhere, all the time, you cannot but become divine yourself. This is a wonderful experience of life. God is existence absolute, knowledge absolute, bliss absolute. So when you think of God and imbibe His Spirit, then you become blissful every moment. You become full of energy, full of strength, full of positive vibration, because God is present within, and which is not an imagination, which is a reality. It is not imagination to think that God is present everywhere. It is the reality. It is foolish thing to say that something is wrong. There cannot be any wrong. The whole world, that's why it says, the God has become everything. This creation, God, see, there is a creator and the creation. God is the creator and this world is His creation. But God is present within the creation. The creation is God. Creation is not something other than God. God is not separate from the creation. That is the point here. There is a creator and creation, those are two separate things. But here, God has created in this world and has permeated within the creation. He has merged in the creation. The creation is God, no other than God. Creation is no other than God. God is present within the creation, is not separate. The other approach was negate the creation and approach the God, creator. There is Advaita philosophy. Negate this world and go to the creator. That here it is all positive. Find the creator within the creation. So everything is holistic. So our every moment becomes a joyful experience to be in the divine and to dwell in the divine and make the life an enjoyable experience. We'll continue this discussion further in our next Sunday class. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampadhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Any question? Or you can send your question by email rkml@rkml.org. Let us conclude now with a prayer. You have something to ask? Please go ahead. एक माइक दीजिए उनको. एक माइक दे दीजिए उनको. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
With due submission. With due submission.
Mic. This mic.
It can be.
This,
With due submission to
this
Swami
mic बताइए.
and other audience. I want to ask the question. If we sincerely follow the ideals of Thakur Ma Swamiji, very good. বহুলোকে সম্মুখে তোমার সারি কথা খুঁজছে ঈশ্বর. That means we are unnecessarily searching for God. When this every human being is the incarnation of God, and God is inserted in our being. So if we help the unfortunate people, downtrodden, or the helpless, if we serve that, then why should go to temple and doing pujas and japa? What is the necessity of it? I think instead of that, if we help the suffering humanity, that is the ideal followers of Thakur Ma Swamiji.
I can understand. Okay. Now he is saying that is a very good question, that if God is present everywhere outside, then it's better to do His worship outside, then why do we concentrate on meditation and worship Him inside? That is His question. Point is, God is not only present outside, He is present inside also. So if we worship Him outside, that is our truncated worship, part worship. But within us, God is also there. We should not neglect God within. This is a very important point, that we should not have a truncated philosophy. God is not only present outside. Some say that God is present inside. They ignore the outside. Some say God is present outside and they ignore the inside. The total philosophy is worship God within the temple and outside the temple also. In the Upanishad it is said, Paranchi khani Bhatinat Sayambhuhu Tasmat Parang Pashyati na Antaratman Kaschid Dhiraha Pratyakatmana Maishad Abrita Chakshuramritattam Icchan. God has presented Himself outside, visible, very attractive world. So everybody sees the God outside. No one tries to find Him inside. But there are one or two intelligent people, though those who not only see God outside, they see God inside also. There is God inside also. That can be worshipped in meditation. Why should you leave out? You should have God in totality, both outside and inside. And both should be done hand in hand. Jointly करना पड़ेगा. सेवा भी करिए, पूजा भी करिए. If you do not do puja, then the inner manifestation of God is lost. God, you try to realize God within. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and see the God with closed eyes within. And open your eyes, see the God with open eyes. Both cannot be done simultaneously, one at the other. Both should be going hand in hand. Both are necessary in his life. If you do not close your eyes, you are half done. See the God outside only. भीतर में तो भगवान है, उसको भी देखो. उसको देखने के लिए पूजा करना पड़ेगा, ध्यान करना पड़ेगा और सेवा भी करना पड़ेगा. It should go hand in hand. We cannot ignore one at the cost of other. Both should go hand in hand. सेवा भी करें, पूजा भी करिए. Worship God within the temple and serve Him in the hospital. Both should go hand in hand. एक के छोड़ देने से हमारा अधूरा हो जाता. That's what he said. If you leave, the खोपड़ा, बीज, कूदा सबको लेना पड़ेगा, तभी बेल पूरा आएगा. Entire creation has to be accepted. God has to be enjoyed in totality, both within and without. Then the world, our experience becomes complete. We close now with the chanting of the Lord. Please join with me. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om Ramakrishna. Hari Om. Thank you.